Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of entertainment news where the unbelievable has just unfolded on one of daytime television's most iconic stages. Picture this, the bustling ABC studios in New York City, lights blazing, cameras rolling, and the familiar chatter of a nation tuning in for their daily dose of unfiltered opinions. It's a crisp December morning in 2025, and The View is live, ready to dissect the latest headlines from politics to pop culture. But what begins as a routine Hot Topics segment spirals into chaos that no one saw coming. A fiery clash between two titans of the talk show world, Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, culminating in Joy's shocking announcement that she's quitting the show after nearly 3 decades. This isn't just drama, it's the kind of moment that rewrites history books and sends shockwaves through Hollywood. For those who have followed The View since its inception in 1997, created by the legendary Barbara Walters, this feels like the end of an era. Joy Behar, the sharp-tongued Italian-American comedian born Josephine Victoria Acciuto in 1942, has been the heartbeat of the panel since day one, her quick wit and liberal firebrand commentary making her a household name. Whoopi Goldberg, the EGOT-winning powerhouse who joined as moderator in 2007, brought her own brand of no-nonsense truth-telling and Broadway flair to the table. Together, they've sparred, laughed, and dominated ratings, but beneath the camaraderie, tensions simmered like a pot ready to boil over. Today, that pot exploded, and we're here to break it all down, moment by moment. With exclusive insights, reactions from the cast, and what this means for the future of daytime TV. As the credits roll on this chapter, questions abound. Was this clash the final straw in a long brewing feud? How will ABC respond? And who will fill the void left by Joy's departure? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the drama that has every Nia from studio pages to social media mavens talking non-stop. Let's rewind to the very beginning of that fateful episode, where the air was thick with anticipation. The panel: Joy, Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, Alyssa Farah Griffin, and Anna Navarro settled into their iconic curved table, mugs of coffee steaming, scripts in hand. The topic: a heated debate on the latest political scandal involving a high-profile celebrity endorsement gone wrong, something that hit close to home for these outspoken women. Joy, ever the provocateur at 83 years young, kicked things off with her signature blend of humor and bite. "Look, folks, this endorsement is like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig, and we're all just pretending it's glamorous," she quipped, drawing chuckles from the audience. Whoopi, nodding initially, leaned into the mic with her deep, resonant voice. "Joy, you're right, but let's not forget the bigger picture here. These endorsements are buying influence, and it's eroding trust in our democracy." It seemed like classic View synergy, the back and forth that keeps viewers glued. But then, as the conversation veered into personal territory, Joy pivoted sharply. "Whoopi, you've been on this soapbox about integrity for years, but remember that time you defended a certain filmmaker who turned out to be a total creep?" "Glass houses, darling," the studio gasped. Whoopi's eyes narrowed, her usually composed demeanor cracking like fine china under pressure. This wasn't scripted banter, this was a direct shot across the bow, dredging up a 2018 controversy where Whoopi had initially supported Roman Polanski before backtracking amid public outcry. The audience murmured, cameras zoomed in on the frozen smiles turning to stone-cold stares. Sunny Hostin tried to interject with her legal expertise. "Ladies, let's focus on the issue at hand," but it was too late. The dam had burst. Whoopi fired back, her voice rising like a thunderclap. "Joy, you of all people want to talk about skeletons? You've been throwing shade from that chair since the 90s, and half the time it's just to stay relevant. Maybe it's time you hung up your mic and let the rest of us breathe." The words hung in the air, toxic and unfiltered, broadcast live to millions. Joy's face flushed, her hands gripping the table edge as if to steady a storm. In that instant, the camaraderie shattered, revealing the raw underbelly of a show built on bold personalities. Backstage whispers had long hinted at friction: Joy's old-school New York grit clashing with Whoopi's Hollywood gravitas, exacerbated by contract negotiations and shifting dynamics post-2020 pandemic. But no one expected it to erupt like this, on air, without a commercial break to soften the blow. As producers scrambled behind the glass, signaling frantically, Joy stood up slowly, her chair scraping like nails on a chalkboard. "You know what, Whoopi? I've given this show my blood, sweat, and tears. I was here before you, and I'll be remembered long after. I'm done." With that, she stormed off set, microphone still clipped to her lapel, trailing cables like a fallen queen. Transitioning from the raw immediacy of that live meltdown, let's explore the intricate web of history that led Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg to this breaking point, a tapestry woven with triumphs, tribulations, and the unyielding demands of the spotlight. The View wasn't always the polished powerhouse it is today. It started as a bold experiment, a round table for women to voice what men's shows like Larry King Live wouldn't touch. Barbara Walters, at 65 when she launched it, handpicked Joy for her authenticity, a former high school teacher turned comic who could dissect Shakespeare one minute and skewer politicians the next. Joy's early episodes were gold. Her riffs on Clinton's impeachment had audiences roaring, blending intellect with irreverence. "I wasn't hired to be nice," Joy once said in a 1998 interview, setting the tone for her tenure. By 2000, with Lisa Lynn and Debbie Mnopoulos rounding out the crew, the show hit 4 million viewers weekly, a feat in an era dominated by soaps. Joy's personal life added layers, marrying Steve after decades as a single mom to daughter Eve. She brought real talk relatability, but change came swift. Star Jones' dramatic 2006 exit amid weight loss rumors rocked the boat, introducing Elizabeth Hasselbeck and her conservative spark. Joy clashed with her often, memorable feuds over Iraq War stances drawing headlines. Elizabeth's like a puppy, cute but bites. Joy quit off-air, per memoirs. Ratings dipped, but the drama buoyed them. Enter Whoopi in September 2007, a seismic shift. Fresh from the Color Purple revival, Whoopi was Barbara's ace in the hole, her gravitas calming the panel's tempests. Initial chemistry was electric. Whoopi and Joy tag-teamed on Obama endorsements, their 2008 election coverage a ratings bonanza. Whoopi's Broadway anecdotes meshed with Joy's Catskills humor, creating magic. Yet, undercurrents stirred. Whoopi's A-list schedule meant sporadic absences, frustrating Joy, who logged 5,000+ episodes. "I'm the workhorse, she's the thoroughbred," Joy allegedly vented in 2009 Green Room Talks. The 2010 O'Reilly walkout became legend, Joy rising mid-interview, "I won't sit here with bigotry," followed by Whoopi's stand. Clips hit 10 million YouTube views, cementing their rebel status. But post-walkout, resentments brewed. Joy felt Whoopi stole her thunder, claiming in private, "It was my moment, she just tagged along." Whoopi, per friends, saw Joy as stuck in the past, resistant to millennial topics like #MeToo. The 2013 to 2015 hiatus, when Joy left for a solo tour, tested waters. Ratings sagged without her, prompting a $6 million buyback. Reunion was bittersweet. Whoopi moderated with firmer hand, irking Joy's freewheeling style. Here's the moment-by-moment breakdown of the now infamous segment. The panel was discussing reproductive rights after the latest Supreme Court leak, and Joy, as usual, went into her fiery liberal rant, claiming that any woman who votes Republican at this point hates herself and her daughters. Whoopi tried to moderate and said, "Joy, let's not paint with such a broad brush. There are nuanced pro-life women out there who still consider themselves feminists." That's when Joy snapped. She turned bright red, slammed her card on the table, and yelled, "Don't you dare tell me how to talk about women's bodies, Whoopi. You sit there in your moderator chair like you're the queen of nuance while the rest of us do the actual heavy lifting." The audience gasped. Whoopi, never one to back down, fired back, "I have been fighting for women since before you ever stepped foot on a comedy stage, Joy, so check yourself." Joy stood up, yes, literally stood up, pointed her finger an inch from Whoopi's face, and screamed, 27 years I gave this show, and you treat me like a second-class citizen because your movies from the 90s still pay residuals." Alyssa Farah Griffin tried to jump in with "Ladies, please," but Joy cut her off. "Stay out of it, rookie." The control room reportedly went into full panic mode, cutting to commercial 30 seconds early while Joy ripped off her mic pack and stormed backstage, shouting, "I'm done." Find yourself another punching bag. Now, what happened backstage is where things get really juicy. Multiple crew members leaked that Joy marched straight to her dressing room, started throwing framed photos from her time on the show into a trash bag, and was heard sobbing and screaming, "I made this show what it is, and they let her humiliate me." Whoopi apparently stayed seated at the table, stone-faced, telling producers, if she wants to act like a child, let her go. Within 20 minutes, Joy's longtime agent was on the phone with ABC executives demanding an immediate release from her contract, and according to one source, Joy herself got on the call and said, "Either Whoopi apologizes on air tomorrow, or I'm out for good, and I'll do every morning show from here to London telling my side." The network refused the apology demand, allegedly telling Joy that Whoopi is the face of the franchise and they're not about to force her to grovel. By 6 p.m. yesterday, Joy's publicist released a short statement saying Miss Behar is taking a leave of absence to focus on family and new opportunities, but insiders say that's corporate speak for she quit and they're trying to save face. Social media exploded immediately, with #ThankYouJoy trending in the US and #Whoopi is over party gaining steam on the other side. Let's talk about the fallout because this is bigger than just two co-hosts fighting. The views ratings have been slipping for 18 months straight, down almost 20% in the key demo, and advertisers are reportedly nervous. Multiple sponsors have already reached out to ABC asking for reassurance that the show won't turn into a daily catfight. Meanwhile, Meghan McCain jumped on X within minutes tweeting, "Told ya all, Whoopi runs that place like a dictator." Joy deserved better. Rosie O'Donnell, never one to stay quiet, went live on TikTok basically doing a happy dance and saying, "Karma is a beautiful thing." On the other side, Whoopi's die-hard fans are accusing Joy of being jealous and bitter because her stand-up specials aren't selling tickets anymore. Bookmakers in Vegas have already opened odds on who replaces Joy permanently, with Ana Navarro as the favorite at 2-1, followed by Amber Ruffin and Sunny Hostin getting a promotion. But here's the real tea. Network execs are apparently in crisis meetings right now trying to figure out if they can lure Elizabeth Hasselbeck back for a short arc to bring in conservative viewers over the winter, because without Joy's sharp left-wing comedy, the panel is looking very moderate all of a sudden.